Real Life Game Changers with a twist, baby, because we're going to be talking about how you go from a property investor to a property entrepreneur. What are all the differences? What is it that keeps people small? What is it that actually causes the challenges that stop people making some real freaking money? Yeah, and we're going to bust the myths with some real talk, yeah, from real people in real life that are going to bust all these different myths up there about get rich quick in 5 seconds, financial freedom. Just because I sold and sourced a deal, it makes me financially free and all that palaver. Yeah, we're going to be busting those myths today with some real stuff. So I brought you some real life tribe members on here. Yeah, we got Smith brothers, Ryan and Aidan Smith. These guys have just started out. They literally just started. So we want to give you the perspective of what is it like starting out and what's the difference of when you set it up as a property entrepreneur versus a property investor. And we've also got Reid, who's here from Lanzarote, zooming in from Lanzarote. And, what is it, Warren? A couple of years now?
Yeah, coming up to 3.5, nearly 4 years that I've been a tribe member.
Wow, check that out. Yeah, so now we want to see what it's like to have a bit more experience and see what the ins and outs are of what it really takes. Yeah, but what we're also going to be sharing, yeah, is the challenges. Because as you guys know, when I'm at the trainings and I'm helping you guys to learn and get started, which we want to hear all about, like what was the turning point for you guys to say, yeah, I can do this? And we got a little bit of funny stories. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you want to hear some funny stories of how actually our first interaction, especially with Ryan, was not at our event. Yeah, it was another little story that we want to tell you about. So look, if you want to be in with a chance, by the way, of winning some coaching, which these guys are fully on board with, realizing how this changes their lives, one-on-one coaching. If you want to be in a chance to win that, I'm going to give it away to someone by the end of this program. Yeah, if you want to be in a chance to win that, you have got to share the thing. So share it and let us know in the comments when you've shared it, and tag at least 20 people. Yeah, if you're in the real life tribe, at least 10 of them are got to be outside the real life tribe. Why do we do this? So when you spread the news, yeah, I want you to give. Yeah, good evening, Riverbank Estates, whoever you are, let us know your name. Willie Kane, good to see you, King of Ireland over there. And yeah, this is what we're going to be doing. So Warren's on some flaky Lanzarote internet, so he might just keep chopping in and out. But Smith Brothers are stable, just like their property businesses.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. So I'm excited to share some things with the people here who are watching this podcast episode or listening or whatever it is. By the way, put hashtag live if you are watching it live. Put hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. Yeah. Now, give us a bit of spiel about you guys, the Smith brothers. Who you are and why did you want to get involved in property?
Well, I'm Ryan. This is my brother Aidan, and we attended our first real life networking event about 2 months ago. And the reasons why we got into property is because I have a little bit of a background in property. I'm an ex-estate agent, so I've been learning a lot since then, and I've been watching guys like yourself, and I've known what the possibilities are with property. So it was just a case of we have to get in this no matter what. I have to get it in no matter what.
Yeah, good. But so what was it about property though that was like, makes you think you can make money from it?
It was the fact that I was made aware that you could raise finance. You don't need your own money. Yeah, you don't need your own money to buy property. So that was one of the first things that got my ears perked up, to be honest.
So when was that? And when did you hear about that? And where was that?
That was probably about 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, when I was an estate agent. Started looking at other options, thinking it's got to be more to life than this. Started thinking about different trades that I'd done before, and I thought, can I start a business up? And I thought, no, there's got to be more to just life than just starting up some business and working forever. You've got to be able to do something better with it. There's got to be a better opportunity out there, and that's where I came across yourself, and you woke me up, really. And that's when I realized that there's all these strategies out there. There's all these crazy things that you can do, and being an entrepreneur was different to being an investor. So you've just got to go out there and you've got to do it, and we're out there now doing it. So
beautiful. So you actually heard from us that you don't need your own money, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I just want to be open with everyone. Like, look, I'm not the only person. I didn't invent this thing. Somebody told me, and before them, somebody told them as well. You know, this is a strategy that's been going on for many years. I'm sure back in the days when they were trading out gold, yeah, right, or paper IOUs before dollar bills came out. Yeah, so it's not about reinventing the wheel, but there is a difference. Yeah, and we're going to discuss that during this episode of what is the difference between an entrepreneur, a property entrepreneur, and a property investor. Yeah, so give us your journey, give it from your perspective, Aidan. Yeah, so you guys wanted to come into property, but you're already running a business, right?
That's right, yeah. I was
Yeah,
running a
so
property business in my own workshop.
yeah. So tell us a bit about that, and tell us like what made you say, listen, we got to give this everything.
Well, I was working in my own workshop on my own. Everything was going well, and during COVID, my brother joined me, so it was us two cracking on for was it about 1 or 2 years since then. And well, during all that time, Ryan's been in my ear telling me all about property, so it's come to the point where I've listened, and we're putting ourselves out there and trying to get on the ladder, basically.
Yeah, and I like working with people who are already got like an entrepreneur mindset. Reason being is a lot of people, they think they're going to go into property because they don't want to work for someone else. Basically, that one of the hidden methods and things as well is like they don't actually like accountability. Yeah, well, that's one of the biggest problems. If you don't like accountability, forget doing anything. Well, forget life. You know, you got to be accountable if you want to be fit, healthy, wealthy, you know, whatever. You got to be accountable in your relationship, all of these different things. Yeah, so give us some examples, because we're going to come to you soon, Warren, but I want to get like the beginner story first. What are some examples of like accountability as a property entrepreneur versus just a one-hit wonder property investor? What lessons have you learned from needing to be accountable so far?
I would say social media.
Yeah.
Social media would be a massive one. If you're willing to put yourself on it, then you're making yourself highly accountable, because you're telling everybody what you're doing and what you're willing to do.
Absolute transparency.
Yeah, good. So have you learned the lessons from not being accountable, or have you stayed accountable in that department?
No, we've definitely learned those lessons, because if you don't, you stand still and you don't go nowhere. You've always got to be looking to put yourself out there. If you don't put yourself out there, no one knows what you're doing. And it's all about sharing content, giving back to the people, and being out there.
Yeah, and this is a misinformed or misunderstood subject of like, oh, how do I raise finance? No one's going to lend me money. Oh, you know, you got rich parents, Mark. I mean, I haven't, you know, and even if I was, I probably won't give me no money anyway. Yeah, but that wasn't the case. Yeah, I remember when we were raising money in the beginning, you know, we raised it off all people that only knew who we were because we were posting about our journey online. To say, hey, listen, got these deals, you know, hey, looking for partners, looking for investors, you know, who wants to team up. Yeah. And I tell you what they teamed up with was the action taker, you know, that they seen. And since then, we've been able to train hundreds of people to successfully do this and build multi-million-pound property portfolios. And you guys are just starting out. You're still obviously seeking your first deal, right?
Yep, that's right.
Well, we've got it.
Yeah, you got it now.
We've got it.
Get in there. Yeah, so your first deal. So I know when we were talking before, you were talking about raising some funds as well. Are you managed to do that, or are you still in the process there?
Still in the process, but we'll have the amount that we need for our first deal.
Beautiful. So yeah, it's brilliant news. That is brilliant news. Well done on that. So guys, if you want to be like these guys starting out, have the confidence, have the accountability. The helicopter coming over now. Yeah. Then we want to give you some one-on-one coaching. Yeah, one-on-one coaching. Yeah, and we're going to give it away to someone for free by the end of this episode, whoever's listening or watching live. So let me know what platform you're watching it on. Give that a comment. Yeah. Also, you've got to hit the share button. So get this shared on your social media and let us know so we can give you a shout out. And then you've got to tag at least 20 people. Yeah, so if you're watching it on YouTube, get it shared somewhere else where you can tag people and let us know about that and start tagging some people up. Yeah, so it's super important that you get the accountability, you get the one-on-one. Yeah, so let's switch over to Warren for a little while. Warren, how important for you was the coaching? And first, give us a bit of stats you know, on some of the results you've got. I know you've just had your Transformational Tuesday interview not long ago, so that'll be out on YouTube and social media soon. But just give us a time stats results on what you've done over the last couple of years.
Yeah, so since I started in the middle of COVID and the 2-day event I went to in February 2020, since then we've built a portfolio just under £2 million in 2.5 years. That's where we're at now. We're still continuing to build and grow. So it's been a fantastic journey. I've loved every minute of it. But the game changer was the coaching. And that's when it started, in the middle of COVID.
Yeah, so you built a £2 million portfolio, but obviously that's not the only strategy you do in purchasing, is it? So, you know, tell us a little about some of the other strategies you've done.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't even aware of raising finance, like Aidan and Ryan said. I didn't even know that was an option. So in my head, I was just looking at rent-to-rents. So I was just wanting to build up a rent-to-rent portfolio. So that was the strategy that I started with, and I still use that now. But obviously, we don't own those properties, but we can still control it and take cash flow.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, and what I love about the rent, like, we actually do rental service accommodation, higher cash flowing. It fits in with our strategies around building the real life resorts, so that we got like an overflow of accommodation for around these, you know, ultimate environment to work, rest, and play. But that's also a quick win. I mean, literally investing 10 to 15K, get a baby started and be earning like £1,000 cash flow. Yeah, it's got to be the right deals. You've got to have the right education. You've got to know what it is you're doing, know how to vet it. So don't just fall for the crap online that you see where people just post out and say, oh, you know, get rich on this deal and that deal. You know, you've got to have the solid quality deals. But we like that. And you know, then what we do? We use that cash flow to then go buy more deals as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're adding, you know, and I've put it out on our YouTube and on our things here. This is real. Like really going from a property investor, which by the way is most of these one-hit wonder people. You got to listen carefully on this one, guys. You know, the property investor is a one-hit wonder, gets a few buy-to-lets here or there, maybe a couple of HMOs, or even doing a couple of HMOs, you know, and then adding some other things on later, but they're not really making a lot of money. Yeah, the kind of cost of running a business and the cost of time of portfolio management and all of this as a property investor actually just creates people a job. And if you know anything about Robert Kiyosaki, where he says on the left side of the quadrant, you got employee and self-employed. Yeah, a property investor at best is self-employed. And basically, you work for the business rather than the business working for you. A real property entrepreneur has business systems that are in place, which allows people like Warren to come to the charity football game and start knocking in some goals, him and his son. Yeah, and while his business is still ticking, projects still going, rent still being paid, business still happening, things still churning. Yeah, where all of these property investors, they find it hard to scale, and not find it hard, they don't scale because it's so hard. Rather than being an entrepreneur and a business person, it's all about your business. And that's how really you go from 0 to 2 million to 10 million. Yeah, if you're a property investor, you'll probably get to 1 million, and you can get to 1 million of property and more. I know people who have been in property for 20 years as a property investor, not an entrepreneur, as a property investor. And after 20 years, scraping by with about 5K worth of cash flow. I mean, if you want to wait 20 years to do that, then that's fine. That's all good. You know, stay on that left side of the quadrant. But if you want to get on the other side, which is big business, this is where business starts working for you rather than you working for the business. Yeah. So let's come back to you, the Smith brothers. I like that. The Smith brothers.
Nice and easy.
Sounds like you invented something really important.
We may do one day.
Yeah. So give us some questions, guys. Anybody watching, if you want to, like, just to give you the heads up for anybody watching, Smith brothers here are, you know, just starting out, and Warren's been in it a few years now. So I wanted to bring you both sides of the spectrums, from going from an investor over to an entrepreneur. Yeah. So guys, in your couple of months that you've been cracking now, you got a deal, you got an investor, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so let me ask you this question, because a lot of people underestimate what you're actually able to achieve within just a couple of months. So
Exactly.
sometimes people delay it and they're like, oh, I'll look at it soon. Oh, I'll watch some more YouTube videos. Oh, you know, I'll read some more books. Oh, you know, the timing of the market's not correct. Oh, you know, Brexit's coming up. Oh, now it's Christmas. I'll wait. Oh, it's Easter now. In fact, oh, it's holiday season again. And you get my point, right? So give us some of the things that, like, what's happened in your life just in these last few months where you've been working on this. So just to give people some insights of what happens when you actually get started.
You want to go for that one?
Well, basically, we raise the funds to basically down tools from the workshop and go full time for around 9 months. So
we felt then that's going to give us, we have no choice.
It's going to give us the best opportunity to go forward.
Yeah, it sounds crazy to a lot of people, and I'm not suggesting that everybody go out and quit your job.
No.
But at the end of the day, we felt that it was necessary at the time. And we felt that by doing so, it's going to give us the time to go out there, raise the funds, get the deals over the line that we know we can get over the line, and set ourselves up in that time frame.
Fantastic. That's beautiful. Yeah. And, you know, funnily enough, you say, you know, you've raised the funds, right? You know, I remember 2017, similar situation. You know, like I was like, okay, let's generate enough money so we can actually survive and pay everything for 6 months. Yeah, and if we can do that, then we've got no freaking choice. We got to make it work. And listen,
Exactly.
I remember taking my kids, emptying my house. We said, here's a strategy. We're going to start selling the stuff we don't use. Yeah. Take it to a car boot, sell it. You know what? I got so excited about it. I started selling stuff we were still using.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then afterwards we finished, and then we sold the freaking car that we used to take to the, not at the car boot, but like we sold the car afterwards. Yeah. And I just went on this selling frenzy. Yeah. And it was to generate enough income to then say, hey, all right, now let's go out there. And by the way, this was when I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't know the strategies. I didn't know it was going to take longer to do all these refurbs and how long it would actually take to get money in the bank. Now we're teaching people, by the way, you know, how they can make money much quicker through rent to SA or the deal sourcing, deal packaging. You know, some great creative ways to do it. And I tell you the difference as well. I've been teaching this to our people. It's 3 things. It's quick wins, it's the medium returns, and it's the marathon. And the problem, and people, I'm giving you the quick version, by the way, it's a mindset. And people's problem is they show up to like a medium return or a marathon with a quick win mindset. Yeah. Or they'll show up to they'll show up to a quick win with a marathon mindset. And this is why people don't get started, because they're like, no worries, man. I got the rest of my days, the rest of the week, the rest of the month, the rest of the year. I'm still, you know. And it's like, no, you need quick win mindset. Make decision. Do it now. I'm not spontaneous. I don't make decisions. I don't jump into stuff. Yeah, you don't jump into a marathon, but you do jump into a quick win, because that's what it's called, a quick win. So you got to make a decision. So tell me some of the things that you've learned about, yeah, I got to make a decision, got to make a move, and maybe some of the things where you wish you'd have moved quicker.
Well, we got, when we got our first offer accepted, obviously everything was ecstatic. We were really happy with that, but we lost it at the end of the day because we couldn't raise the funds fast enough within the first few weeks. So we aren't naive. We know that we're new to it. We know that it can take time to raise funds. We know that we've given ourselves a short time frame to start raising those funds, but we knew we're not going to let it knock us. It's on to the next one. You've just got to get over the next hurdle. What have I got to do next? Move on. And then we found the next deal. And then within that time frame, we've managed to raise the funds. So you've just got to keep going.
Yeah, good stuff. So Warren, give me some of yours. You know, it's obviously over a longer period. Yeah, but just give me some of the insights of where you wish you'd have took action. Yeah, because I'm pretty certain there's going to be some places you wish you'd have moved quicker. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I probably, in fact, definitely should have started looking at purchasing right from the beginning. But again, like you say, it's down to your mindset. And all I had in my mind at the time was rent to rent. So that would have been an action straight away. I would have followed up straight away, like Aidan and Ryan as well. Just keep following up deal after deal after deal, and keep posting as well. And I've been guilty of that. Of what you mentioned earlier, Aidan and Ryan, of committing to posting on social media. Very, very important. And then sometimes a been guilty of not posting enough. So then I can't be upset if I'm not getting the results that I want by it, if I'm not putting in the effort into committing to social media. So that makes sense. Okay, fair enough. Where else? Action that I probably should have took. Social media, raising finance. I probably was able to help other tribe members as well. So not every deal you're able to keep or raise the finance in time. So could have packaged that deal up and helped another tribe member out. Many tribe members, or in fact, many deals I could have done that, because you may do viewing after viewing after viewing and get offer accepted after offer accepted. But as you guys find out, obviously you need to raise the necessary funds alongside it, or at least in time. So if not, you can certainly package that up and help out other tribe members as well. So that could have happened maybe 10 times over.
Beautiful. Yeah. So these are some of the things, again, like, you know, if you're not surrounded by the right people, if you're not getting the right training, the right coaching, the right education, if you're not working on the mindset, you know, I love sports people, and sports analogies, because these people, it's all about mindset, and people don't give them enough credit, I don't think. Yeah. So like, if you want someone to work with you on your mindset, by the way, then hit the share button, let us know that you've shared it, because we're going to give it away to you by the end of this program. And even better still, let me know in the comments if you would love to spend 2 days with action takers like Ryan and Aidan. This week, so on Friday, Saturday, imagine that you could spend a couple of days with some action takers like these guys, like myself, like Warren, and many other people who have already built multi-million-pound property portfolios. Would you do that? Just put 2 days. Just put 2 days in the comments or in the chat. And if you're watching it on the replay, put #replay, yeah? So we know. Oh, yeah, let's bring Warren back in. Yeah, so just put the word 2 days. Yeah, number 2 days. Yeah, if you would love to spend a couple of days. Yeah, it's like a you know, most people spend what would they spend? What do you spend on a night out these days, guys? I mean, I know when I was a kid and I was going out, spending fucking
easily well over 100 quid, easy, isn't it? No matter where you go.
100 quid. What year are you going out in? 1995.
Yeah.
This is got these 2025 prices here already, mate. It's a good £200. I think the average person probably couldn't afford.
Need a grand if you want to do it right.
In the 90s, like you say, Mark, you know, I think I've seen something actually recently in Stoke-on-Trent. I don't know if you know that, but there's a kind of a well-renowned area in Stoke-on-Trent where everyone went out and partied for a long period of time, and now it's like a ghost town, and just simply because I think the average person can't afford to spend 200 quid on a night out.
Yeah, and the reason I was saying how much you spend on a night out these days, I mean, look, we just went for even like an average meal place now, especially if you've got kids as well, but even if it's just the two of you, you're spending 100 quid, man, and you're there for what, 90 minutes? You're there for 90 minutes. So imagine, you know, you want a full on, you know, date night, spa day or whatever, and you go to somewhere quality, you're looking at a few hundred quid.
Easier.
Yeah, but yeah, still people are going for that, just like every so often. Yeah, versus, hey, let me just put a day in a week, let me work on it, let me do the weekends, let me do evenings, let me take a day off work. You know, people won't take a day off work, so like, oh, it costs me 100. Yeah, but you're gonna go to work and then go spend that freaking 100 anyway. So you might as well to start taking some days off work, or take every day off work like you guys did. Yeah, and but then do something. You know, like get it done properly. And this is the difference between a property investor and a property entrepreneur. This property investor is like, the mentality of it is like, sit, wait, you know, do a little bit, watch one more video, do it, you know, maybe look at some Rightmove, and they're just looking at Rightmove, just looking at Rightmove. I mean, you might as well just go watch TikTok videos of people doing stupid dances.
Been there, done that. Don't work.
Because at least you're gonna laugh. At least you'll laugh about it. Yeah, there's nothing to laugh at on Rightmove. Yeah, It's not funny.
Not entertaining.
Yeah, but what is funny is TikTok and stupid shit on there. So you might as well do that. Yeah, or you're gonna get a real action plan and build it up like an entrepreneur. Guys, give me some more insights of like, what because we still ain't told the story, have we, Ryan?
No, not told the story yet.
Yeah, so listen, when we're at like something like the Millionaire Maker, which is actually where we really got to know each other, yeah. So for 2 days we're out there finding deals, raising finance, honing in on strategy, working on the mindset, how to set up as a business, building teams, all of this stuff, doing the real exercises, not none of this lecture style classroom garbage. Oh yeah, by the way, look at my 500 PowerPoint slides, 60 points on it. No disrespect to that, yeah. Fair enough, yeah. But you don't get no results. Yeah, it's great information, yeah. But if information was all you needed, yeah, then just Google. That's it. If information was all you needed, then Google would be the the way forward. But it's obviously not, because everyone's got access to Google, as far as I'm aware. Yeah. So I'm there, and I'm coaching some people on the stage. They found some deals. One guy found a flip. You remember that?
Yeah.
He found that flip, and he's going to make about 50 grand on it. And that was worst case scenario. We weren't even considering, some other options out there, because I wanted him to just keep it easy. Yeah. And I'm sitting there next to you, not knowing really that you said you've seen me before. So where did you see me before?
So I've seen you before because when I was an estate agent in Loughborough, you came and viewed with me.
Yeah. So this guy took me to a viewing to one of the properties. Do you remember which one it was?
It was on Shakespeare Street in Loughborough, I think. The one with the knot. Do you remember the Japanese knotweed being around Loughborough?
Yeah, we didn't buy that in the end.
No, I didn't think you did. No,
we didn't buy that.
Else,
yeah, but that's it. I mean, we got plenty in Loughborough. Loughborough is a gold mine. Yeah, if you know what you're doing. Yes. So a funny story, right? Just sitting there next to you and you say, yeah, we met on a viewing. So that's the difference. Again, property investors, they'll go out there viewing all the properties. And in fact, some people train people to be like, hey, go and view 40 properties, 40 offers, below market value, all this jazz, yeah? Rather than actually the entrepreneur way is to build a sustainable business, yeah? And property investors, again, they follow some strategies of waiting. A property entrepreneur is a real business person, real business women. By the way, some of the women we've trained are killing it. Yeah, single parent women, finding deals, smashing it out of the park. I love that. I love to see that. Yeah. And then the men, killing it, raising the standard, taking care of their families, this type of stuff. This is real entrepreneurship. Yeah. The problems, the twists, the turns. Guys, now let's give people it on the chin. Tell us some of the problems. What's been the downfalls? What's been the moments where you've wanted to pull your hair out? Because people need to know some of this stuff, because they've got to know that's how you overcome it, or that it can be overcome. So Smith Brothers, you give me some insight on the moments you wanted to quit.
I would say with a lot of the rejection, there's a lot of rejection that you're going to face at the end of the day, especially when you're beginning raising finance. So you've got to overcome that rejection. That's a massive thing for us.
And sometimes you're going to get conflicting answers as well for whatever reasons. So you just got to dig deep and keep at it.
Mainly from professionals, right? Which most people have been told to trust all their lives. No disrespect to brokers, solicitors, accountants, the architects, all of this. They're all professionals, but most of them, not all of them, because some of them are, especially the ones we train. They're not pulling they're not pulling the trigger though.
No, that's it.
When you're not pulling the trigger,
get 5 different answers.
Yeah, because all they know is the professional angle at it. Yeah, and we've just been told actually to not buy a property that we already just bought. Just because we got we bought it on an auction, and they said, listen, I wouldn't do it without getting the lender's conditions first. But yeah, and we're pretty certain that we're going to get it. But if we don't, then fucking we'll have to find another way, won't we?
Yeah.
And that's the difference between an investor and an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Investors going to sit there and wait for the terms to be perfect, yeah, and then some of them, the other side of the story is they get so upset and frustrated that then they just go and jump into a pile of rubbish. Yeah. Yeah, tell me from your perspective, what have been some of the points, Warren, where you've been, I don't know if you can get stressed out, man. You're so laid back.
I get stressed.
Yeah.
Oh, I get stressed. Like this camera going in and out. I'll be straight back though. Yeah, I've been in those situations before getting rejected. That didn't bother me too much because I've worked in sales before and I understand it's just a numbers game. But sometimes when you, like the so-called professionals, come back with sort of some real negative feedback, or not necessarily feedback, but just talking in a way that's out of tone.
Oh no.
And he's gone again.
Left us on the cliffhanger.
It disappeared again. Yeah. So it's funny. It's not even funny, but he's back now. So let him finish his story.
Legend.
Yeah, tell us. Are you there?
I can't see him.
Is that your dog?
Yeah.
Are you back, Warren?
That's it. Here's some good stuff. With rent to rent, especially where I started, we did such a good job that some of the landlords took the keys back. It's like, yeah, I like what you're doing. I can see that, blah, blah, blah. I want some of that. So it's like, oh, no. So
No way.
They've effectively ended their agreement early so they could get a piece of the pie. And what can you say, right? It's not your house, and agreements and termination clauses in the contract are there. So, and they're there to be exercised if need be. That's happened on us 2 occasions and about to be a 3rd.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. But you learn now, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So moving forward, negotiate.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, with negotiating with the landlord, it puts me in a stronger position now. So now I'm able to ask different questions. I'm aware of different situations that I wasn't aware of before. So I'm much stronger going forward.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, like having at least a 3-year contract. We push for 5 if we're doing a rent to SA, but like having at least a 3-year, but also making sure there's like the break clause after 12 months is only one way. Because like you say, you don't want to be doing a good job and then all of a sudden they say, oh, I like the look of that, thank you very much, and you've not like really yielded the, because obviously all your cost is in the first year, and you need to yield some some fruits from the length of the contract, which is why we push for 5 years plus. But also as well, our strategy to add 50k net, by the way, and this journey we're going to be posting all over there, as if we're starting again. So start a company from scratch, from nothing. I'm not going to put any of my own money into it. We're going to build it to 50k net profit per month, but real profit, not none of this pie in the sky stuff. We're going to be showing you the banks and the P&Ls and everything. Why would we do such a thing? Because I want to inspire the people, and plus I want people to get freaking excited and do it themselves and come and do it with us. Why? Because we need more accommodation. Probably in the next 6 to 12 months we'll do about 50 or 60 of these deals, and every 10 rent to SA we're going to buy one. Reason we're going to buy it as well is because when we buy it and do service accommodation, we get capital allowances on purchases and any refurbs we do. So we literally get to make tax-free money. That's what an allowance is. You make money for free. I've just done it with one of my other ones where there's an SA in my HMO business, like many HMOs in there, one with an SA. We got £111,000 capital allowance.
Wow.
For one property.
Nice.
So you can make literally £111,000 tax free. The government are paying you. The government are paying you to do this, incentivizing. It's insane, and that's what we're going to be teaching this weekend. So by the way, I put the links in there. So hit it up. We're literally giving away the last few sponsored tickets. What does a sponsored ticket mean? You get a ticket for £1. There is £100 no-show fee because we don't want any people messing around. But we got the last few sponsored tickets, or you can go VIP and all that stuff if you want to get more access and more sessions, bonus sessions. But basically, I think you guys came on a sponsored ticket, did you?
We did, yeah. We came on a
and
sponsor.
our mate got charged 100 quid because he didn't show up.
Jokes on you.
Yes, you got to show
Yeah,
up.
for sure.
It's not a lie.
And listen, yeah, for sure. People sometimes they messages complaining and stuff, and it's like, look, for you to purchase the ticket, you had to tick the terms and conditions. Let's not mess around here. Like, you know, we're paying for the hotel, we're putting it on, and you know, we're putting our time and effort in. Why? Because we're recruiting for our community. This ain't just, you know, some shacked up, you know, training, you know, just thing. It's more than training. Yeah, we do real training.
It really is.
Yeah, the real deal training. Like, you know, most trainings, again, no disrespect to the people delivering these, but most trainings are just like a gym induction. You know, like you just talk about the apparatus. You know, they just talk about, well, if you did this on there, then you would get your abs strong or your core. Or if you did this, you know, this makes your chest better. I mean, nobody ever got fit from a gym induction from whatever from my knowing. Yeah, so let's skip the induction, yeah, and let's just get straight onto the apparatus, and we do what do we call it? OJT. Yeah, that's it. It's in my book. Yeah, so in my book. By the way, if you want my book, message me. Let me know. Actually, we're going to be giving some books away at the event as well. Yeah, we're going to sign the books. We're going to give it them because I like people to send me a picture with the book when they make their first million. Yeah, that's important to me. I like.
We need a copy then. We need a copy.
We need a copy. Something.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's called on the job training. Yeah, and it's like, what are you going to do? Just talk about the gym equipment and get fit? I mean, people wish they could do that, and that's probably why they do that about property. Yeah, so sit there talking about it all the time ain't going to get you further down the line. You got to get into the saddle and start riding this bad boy and giving it some whips.
On the field, wing bat.
Give it some kicks with the stirrups. Yeah. And when I say give it some kicks, I mean you. Yeah. So guys, get yourself registered for this event. And by the way, some people who even been to previous events that Real Life have done like two things. You know, number one, you may have been to a different event. You're not ready for this content that we're putting into this new one. Oh my God, we're so excited for this. Yeah. And number two, you're different. You know, like you're a different version of yourself if you came when you came on. You know, you came in 2020. You're a different version of you now. You pick up different things. You do, you know, like we see the people who reattend, they fly. You know, so you guys here, yeah, good. Here's a question. What's your strategy, Aidan and Ryan, and why?
What's our strategy? Great question. So our strategy, we picked two strategies because of our situation. With us obviously putting the tools down, one of the most obvious ways would be to go rent to serviced accommodation. So we went straight out there and we've found a JV partner, haven't we?
We have indeed.
For that, it's going to fund that as well. So hopefully within the next few weeks, keep your eyes peeled because you'll be seeing a lot happening on that front as well.
Beautiful. So is that
and
just
then obviously HMO? Sorry, so we've done HMO as well, and that's what the deal is that we've got accepted. That's going to be a 7-bed HMO.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's really good to get this stuff done. You know, like especially if you can get them cash flowing, £800 to £1,000. We're talking about the HMOs, serving this and all interest, even if there's money left in there. Then you know, it's a good capital earner. You know, like we made so much money from like, you know, holding and then buying, you know, selling later. You know, I would. You know, I heard all these other guys like Kiyosaki and Grant Cardone, and they say, oh, you know, one regret, don't sell. So I actually stopped selling at that point because it's a fair point. But, you know, now's the time over the next 2-3 years to do like land grab. You know, like grab as much cash flowing asset as possible. And rent to service accommodation is a beast for cash flow for your quick win stuff, but then owning some assets and then dropping some service accommodation in there. And by the way, get in the inside information on where to do these deals, especially around the real life resorts and the types of accommodation. And the people who are in our tribe are going to get like absolute priority. We're literally just going to steer them, you know, to their properties. Yeah, of course, because it's our hotel and it's our event and it's be our resort. So we'll be like, oh, what? No room at the inn. Here you go. Take these details and go and do this. So like direct bookings which is where, you know, service accommodation, you start to milk that on direct bookings. Yeah, because you're saving, like, you know, people say 15%. Really, it's 18. It's near enough 18% because you've got like the payment gateway charges and all sorts. You know, we actually put aside 17.4%.
Wow.
Yeah, as just as when we're working our initial numbers out, because we know that's kind of exactly what it is. Yeah. So yeah, this is what it is. So let me know in the comments, yeah, if you know you're thinking of just getting started, you got any questions. If you're a bit on the shyer side, by all means, direct message me. I do reply to all of the messages, by the way, on Facebook and Instagram. It's not just some bot. It's not just my team. Yeah, it's actually, I go in there. You know, unless you ask something like, you know, dead basic, then someone will answer it. But if it's anything about business or property, or you're asking directly for me, then I will be the one that answers that. Yeah, here you go. What's this? Warren, what's your one piece of advice you'd offer to a newbie?
Oh, wow. To a newbie,
We're listening.
one piece.
Yeah, we're
Just
listening.
one? Just one?
Yeah, that's what the question says. Yeah.
I would say join an environment or a group to support you that have like-minded, that have a similar mindset. Yeah, like-minded individuals, similar mission, trying to do similar things. That will help you, push you, support you on days that you would never think that you would do, on days where you think you're not so good, on days you think you can't push forward. These guys will keep you accountable to a higher standard, and that's how you push through.
Like nothing other.
Great job
Even
on
just
that.
a few weeks we've been in.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
one. That's it. If I could choose just one, that would be it.
Yeah. What is your advice, Smith Brothers?
For newbies getting in, I'd say I would second exactly what Warren said, to be honest with you. Having access to those kind of people that are around you that will support you, it's second to none, to be honest. That was a massive, massive game changer.
That's fitting for the Real Life Game Changer podcast. Hey, and I've noticed tennis. Yeah, I'll be watching the tennis. As you know, I love tennis. And like, there's literally a like Lexus. That's how you say it. Their advert, and it's like for game changers. And every time it says it, I'm like,
copyright.
Yeah, copying our podcast. Yeah, that we've been doing already for a long time.
They'll be getting a letter.
Yeah. Which, by the way, you know, the Real Life Radio, which is what Game Changers comes under, we've been doing that for like, this is the 5th year, I think.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I think so.
Sweet.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah. It's the 6th year. 6th year we've been doing.
You know, that's awesome.
We've been doing this. Yeah, so that's persistence for you. Even all the time, nobody's watching, nobody's commenting, nobody shows up. Like, people forget about those days. Yeah, but that's also what happens in the property investing. Difference between an investor and an entrepreneur. Property investor, entrepreneur. I tell you what, also something absolutely amazing we got coming to the Real Life Tribe. These are people who are in the community, yeah, which is obviously you guys, but anybody who's thinking of wanting to come along, is we're actually opening up the going from 2 million to 10 million plus panel. Yeah, so this is going to be a panel of people once a month that you will be able to get access to. Come and ask them the questions. And these are a series of people, hands-on people who have done 20 million worth of deal. Like, basically, the panel will always have around 100 million pounds worth of property experience on it. Yeah, because it's going to be a panel of 5 people. Yeah, we're going to talk about JV structuring, JV partnering, business setup, tax efficiency, profit and loss P&Ls, like all the real stuff to make money. Yeah, this is going to be launched literally within the next month or so. Yeah, this panel every single month, 12 months of the year, we're going to be doing this. Yeah, and it's just to help people. Like, we don't need to do this. This is like something extra. You know, like people who have had this you know, in their package, like mentoring before, like the group mentoring, is going to be this. So it's going to be allowed to take people to the next level. But also, you imagine sitting there as a new person. Yeah, maybe you're not going from 2 million to 10 million yet, but you imagine you build your business with that in mind. You build your business with, okay, when I get there, I'm already going to be set up to go to the next level. Because what people misunderstand is going from 0 to 1 million is one set of kind of rules in business. But going from 1 million to 10 million, completely different set of rules. 10 million to 50 million, another set of rules. You know, different complexities, different, you know, hierarchies, different levels of leaderships, different levels of systems and reporting and data, you know, like, you know, different level of person that's got to be there, like for accountability and responsibility, different amounts of money you got to pay people. Like, wow, you know, like you got to, and if you set it up like this before you even get there, it's the way forward. A lot of people backtrack, and a lot of people get stuck, by the way. A lot of people get stuck around the million mark. They just can't shift it. Yeah, they can't shift it. And especially now with the new corporation tax, where the brackets goes up to 25% tax you pay. You imagine that. You make 100K profit, 25 of it, kiss goodbye.
Think about it.
Why though? Why? Because you get stuck in those brackets. Because it's literally that bracket. You know, when you get past that, it goes back down again.
Can't do it, boys.
They literally created a molehill for people to not get over. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's madness. It's madness, and most people don't even know it's coming, or they heard about it once. It's like Section 24, yeah, where when that all came in, you know, it wasn't till 18 months later when people had to file the tax return that they started taking notice, and that's why all of these properties are coming to market right now that we're either going to buy or they're being listen, the repossessions, they're starting to pick up again. You know, obviously I've got a lot of contacts with agents and people who bring deals to me, and they're like, yeah, Mark, this is going up. You know, these rates. I mean, we just bought one at auction that was a repossession. You know, in fact, one of our resort deals, these deals we're looking at that are like, what's it called? You know, these 8-figure deals, repossession. The repossess is massive, you know, stately place. You know, been in administration and they've got to sell it now because they can't service the debt anymore. Yeah, madness. So there's going to be more of these opportunities, guys, where we can come along and be the savior, by the way. Not like the person who just rips them down and leaves them like, you know, in turmoil, but actually, you know, people like us, we could come along and save a good deal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A win-win for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Save a good deal. Make sure, you know, all parties get respected. You know, like there's too many people around there just in it for themselves. You know, there's no longevity. Again, property investor versus property entrepreneur.
That's it.
Yeah,
good point.
Guys, so we're going to start wrapping this up because people in our tribe, we have our mastermind, which is, you know, invaluable for the people. So, yeah, let's wrap this up with, just give me, like, what's your biggest piece? I know we've done advice. Let me ask a different question. I normally ask that at the end. Yeah. Let me ask this. Let me ask this. If you were starting again, yeah, you guys are only like, you only guys have got to travel back a couple of months. If you were starting again, yeah, what would you do differently? And at what velocity would you do it differently?
I would do everything top speed because I want to get to quickly, and I would probably take on more strategies instead of just rolling with one from the beginning. Yeah, you know? I would also have systems set up from the beginning, so I'm then not backtracking and trying to adjust as I'm growing. So I'd have it set perfectly from day one and just grow, collect keys.
You know, it just reminded me of, you know, sometimes, you know, we'll be teaching something or we're doing some training and people will go, oh my God, Mark, this is a game changer. Thank you for sharing this, man. And in my head, I'm like, man, I showed you this fucking 3 years ago.
That's it.
Yeah, but it just like depends what stage you're at. Depends, like, do you actually hear it? Do you hear it or do you see it? And that's what coaching and real training's all about. That's why just talking about it's garbage. Yeah, guys, what's your if you started again, what would you do differently?
It's hard to say, really.
It is hard to say because obviously under our circumstances, I would say we've gone at it hell for leather, but again, I guess we could always have stepped it up a gear, I would imagine, and really gone out there and put ourselves out there probably more. At the end of the day, we're probably not posting enough. Yeah, it's all mindset. So it's just switching into that mindset quicker and getting going and not letting anything get in your head and get everything cleared up with the people around you and just go for it.
Agreed.
And don't just take one answer.
Yeah, I'd probably say that. I probably wouldn't hang on onto somebody's word too much,
because you could waste all day on an answer you've been given, and you can just ask one more person within 10 minutes. You've already got the answer you wanted.
Or you could sit around for the next 3 days stressing yourself, wondering if it still makes sense or whatever. Yeah, just check.
No, don't do that.
Good,
Take
good.
action.
Good.
Immediate.
Love it, guys. Love it. Thank you so much. I got one last question, which you probably already know the answer to. But before I ask that question, I just want to acknowledge you guys for coming on here, sharing from the heart and inspiring the people. I know definitely some people are going to take, what you guys have been talking about and what we discussed on this little panel that we created here. I just want to say to people, listen, like Warren, like the Smith brothers here, like hundreds of other people, and I'm talking the success side of it. I'm not talking, sitting here wasting time. Yeah, get yourself. It's this weekend, guys, actually, the next one. Yeah, which is the 8th and 9th. It's Friday and Saturday. Why do we do it Friday? Yeah, you guys are coming.
We're going to be there coaching.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Friday, Saturday is for a reason. Why? Because that's when the businesses are open. These seminars that are done on a Sunday. Why would you do that? Nothing's open. Nothing's happening. You can only ever do that. Just talk about it. Yeah, unless it's some other thing that don't require people to be open. Like some of our programs, like PWT, goes Friday to Monday, but we do it Friday to Monday for a reason. Yeah, because businesses are bleeding open, and we want to do business. We want to find deals. We want to raise finance. At the last one, actually, what you came to, we raised over £3 million in the room. £217,000 of it was literally available in the bank for people. Can you believe that?
Yeah, it's a mad day.
Huh?
What happens in those 2 days is just mad.
It's not a record, Warren, funnily enough.
Oh, what's the record?
Yeah, feels so crazy because one time Daniel from Poland, who's in the tribe, he raised 3 million by himself. So we kind of blew that out of the water. Yeah, so it was like 4.1 million or something like that. But take that out of it, then yes, that was a very good collective room. Yeah, collective room. But some people just don't believe this stuff, yeah, because it sounds too good to be true. Yeah. But they say I'll believe it when I see it. Problem is with that, it's actually the other way around. You'll see it when you believe it. Yeah. So hey, listen, because I'm outside by myself, I didn't have my team here recognizing who qualifies for the giving away the coaching. What we're going to do is we'll be picking the top 3 people who shared and tagged the most people. So you guys have got to give me the number, and then the people, we're going to be reaching out to the person that has won. So pick a number 1, 2, or 3.
3.
Okay, number 3. There you go. So whoever comes out at number 3, game on. Yeah, Ian Hood said he's raised another, what does he raise? £4.25.
£4.25.
I'll take it.
I won't even get you a chipper.
How much do you want back on that?
Yeah, I don't know. Right. Sure, it means something else. Yeah. Anyway, so what we're saying? Oh, 425. Did it mean 425? I don't know what it is. Yeah. Either way. Oh, one has dropped off again. Let's see if he comes back before we say bye. Listen, you guys got 5 minutes before the mastermind starts. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
So just what I want to say. Oh, here he is. Let's have everyone on here for the finale. Yeah. Because here's the question. We have a saying, yeah, in our community. And that saying is that you got to do the right thing for the right reason. Why is that?
The only way to discover your true potential.
Yeah.
Boom, there you go. Hey, listen, he's saying he raised 4.25 million.
What are you doing?
I think that was at PWT collectively or by himself. I can't remember now. Hey, listen, we've done so many events where we raised, crazy ass money, and that's why people are doing well. So, guys, get your ticket booked, get your sponsored ticket. for Hilton at East Midlands.
We'll see you.
And yeah, we'll see you there. And you guys, make sure you got your seat for the Real Life Awards. Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Gotta be
Definitely.
the best property entrepreneur awards there is.
Yes.
You know, because we don't compete against a property investor awards because we don't want to be a property investor. Business owner, not a bit. Yeah, that's the difference between being a business owner and a business operator.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're putting it fine now. People got 3 minutes before they got to jump on the mastermind.
Yeah,
so
man.
as these guys said here, keep it real because you got to do the right thing for the right reason because that's the only way to discover your true